Christina.
And I'm self-isolating. Welcome to Argentine Tango. Hello!
Hello!
This is Christina.
This is Joe.
And we are here from the University of Manchester Tango Society. For those of you that haven't met us before, in case you're really scraping the bowels of the tango videos you're finding on Facebook. And for those of you that know us, we are here to keep you entertained during this quarantine period. So hopefully you will have done the sensible thing and quarantined yourself with a partner, but if you haven't, then we're going to do lots of exercises that you can do on your own as well so that you can keep on dancing, as you will have heard the sad news that our events have to be cancelled for the rest of the academic year, unless there's, unless there's a major change. So we've taken to dancing in our living room an awful lot. So
I'm shocked. I didn't know that.
Surprise! So, first of all, what we're going to cover, just as a very basic to tango, we want to start looking at our walk, okay? And we've talked about this a fair few times, and we just want to sort of give you things that you can work on in the time away, so that when you can come back, you'll be like, damn, I'm so good at walking, okay? So, first thing we're going to look at is our posture. If we keep our posture dead straight, people talk about dance posture being very vertical and upright, okay? Now, yes, to an extent, but actually when you come with a partner, if you're very vertical and upright, when I then go to give Christina intention to walk, straight away, kicked her in the foot, okay? I don't know if that could be caught on camera. Yeah, it did, okay, good. So, I'm not giving Christina that space, and we're not actually able to, she's not getting the intention from me until already.
There's no connection. No connection at all. If he stays upright, if I stay upright, that's it. It's...
And so, what are we going to do? We're going to start to bring sort of a slight lean forwards with our body, okay? And this doesn't mean our shoulders come down. That's the opposite of what it means, okay? If your shoulders come down, it's even worse because you're not giving any intention other than that, okay? So, shoulders need to stay up, but the body is going to come slightly forwards, okay? Staying upright, chest and head staying up, okay? We're going to be slightly forward of our centre of gravity, okay? Now, the way in which leaders can do this is you can put your chin into your neck like this, and look down, and you should be able to see your tiptoes, and then lean forward until you can't see them anymore, okay? And in this position, that is the position you should be in for your walk, okay? And Christina's going to mirror that, and then you see here the difference in the amount of space we have between our feet. There's so much more space, and we now have this connection with our upper bodies that means that when I give Christina this intention again, she's got way more time to respond to my action, okay? So, once we've assumed this position, we're now going to look at the two different styles of walking, so forwards and backwards. Okay? Forwards predominantly being for the leader's role, backwards predominantly being for the followers, but of course this shifts round and they're circular movements, so it's super important to know both. So, we're going to assume this posture, okay? And we're here. And we're going to follow this line of dance, so Christina and I are going to follow around in this direction, and we're going to do to start off with what we spoke about when any of you who come to our classes will know from the first class we talk a lot about connection with the floor, okay? And we're just going to maintain this connection with the floor whilst keeping this posture, okay? And we're not going to worry about making our walk look super pretty and elegant just yet, okay? We're just going to make sure we're keeping this posture and maintaining connection with the floor, okay? So we're going to put some music on, and we're going to have a bit of a walk. So you see that my body is staying forward, my head and chest are staying up, and I'm maintaining connection with the ground to start off with. And as I said in the beginning of all our classes, I say that you can vary now your speed of step and your length of step, and that's what's going to make your walking interesting. Okay, so we have this thing where we're now moving, keeping our feet on the ground and we're keeping this posture, okay? And so what we now need to start to think about is how we're going to make this walk look as nice as possible, okay? And how we're going to give the intention when we actually get to dance with a partner. Now, the intention that we're going to give is not coming from our legs. People seem to think this when you start dancing that all of that movement comes from your legs, and so when you start dancing they assume that you walk like this. Okay? And then if you do that with a partner, what will happen there is you go. Okay? And this is super uncomfortable for both people, mainly because I know how awful it looks and how awful it must feel for Christina. Okay? So every day you walk leading with your upper body. You walk through and all of your weight transmits through here, okay? So that's what you need to look to do here. You need to think, walking is not done with your legs, walking is done with your full body. So we're going to commit our full upper body and push through our centre of gravity, okay? And as we push, we wait until we can't balance anymore without falling. And that's when we step, okay? Obviously do that in a controlled way, you don't go.
To that end, make sure to keep your abs, in a bit of tense situation. Otherwise, like Joe said, you'll fall.
Okay. So we've got our abs tense. We're keeping this movement and pushing forward with our centre of gravity. And we talked about keeping our connection with the floor. Okay. Now that we've done this, we need to think about the path of our feet. Okay. Now, in tango, we don't keep really wide paths. So if I'm walking towards you, for example, I wouldn't keep this posturally, this movement and go, okay? My feet would there be staying on two very separate tracks, okay? Your feet come together into a single track. 1, 2, 3, okay? Now, obviously, when you're dancing with a partner, it's not a perfectly straight line because you're just going on the sort of directly next to their feet. But for this exercise, I want you to imagine that there's a circle on the floor, okay? And we're going to follow that circle absolutely perfectly. And who knows, maybe with some post-editing, we might actually be able to draw a circle on the floor for this. We'll find that out. And if not, then you'll realise that I failed in the video, okay? So, we're going to do that one more time. We're going to put some music on, but we're going to focus on maintaining the position of our feet, going one in front of the other. Repeating this exercise, keeping our heads up, keeping our weight going through our centre of gravity. Okay? So we'll do the same again. We get into this posture. We keep our heads and shoulders up. Okay? So, we now start to have a little bit of a better idea of how we're going to walk forward, okay, individually. Now, we want to look at how that then works with a partner, okay? So we're going to get into a sort of very loose practice hold here, so we're just going to stand like this, okay? We're going to keep enough tension in our arms that our partners can feel that we're there and that we can get. They're not sort of pushing back, because then Christina's getting no intention. She's keeping them firm enough that she goes with me. And in the same way, if I want to bring Christina back to me, it's there. She's got enough of a grip that she can feel that movement, okay?
Remember, the frame is important. If you mess with your frame, you won't be able to follow your leader's lead.
So if I'm not giving frame here and I'm just going loose on Christina's arms, okay, nothing. So I need to make sure that I'm providing that frame, and we're going to repeat the same exercise one more time, but this time with a partner. So in this practice, really open hold, okay? And really focus again on maintaining that connection with the ground and walking with your upper body. Well, centre of gravity. Okay? So, you then just got your first perfect demonstration of how to walk backwards, okay?